entity which has a certain set of inputs and a certain set of outputs is a system. Now the input definitely will be in the form of signals as we are studying signals and systems, but it may be in another form as well. But right now, since we are studying signals and systems, we'll take the inputs in the form of signals as well as the output will also be in the certain form of signals. The output will also be in the form of signals. Now we need to know the arrows which are going in. The arrows which are going in, they are also called as excitation. They are also called as excitation. Excitation, that means which can excite, which can make changes into the system. And the output which is coming out is known as response. It is known as response. Response, that means whatever we are getting out of the system. Input is given to a certain system. Here we are performing certain operations on it, certain processing is done inside it, and the processing will be done in the set of inputs that we are applying, and accordingly will get the response. Okay? So this completely forms a system. That completely forms a system. Now if it is a continuous time system, we will write, let us take xt is any form of input and yt is a output. Okay? So yt is written as transformation done on xt. Transformation done on xt. So if we write input as xt, the output is yt. In that case, we can write yt as the transformation done on the xt. That is, yt is transformation on xt. xt is our input, so yt is equals to transformation done on xt. Now if it is a discrete time, we can even write it in this way, transformation done on x of n. Clear? So this is the continuous time form and this is the discrete time form. That is the simple difference. We already know about this thing. Okay? So the output will always be the transformation done on the input. So that forms a complete system. That forms a complete system. System is, as I have already explained, it is an entity that acts on an input signal and transform it into an output signal, that acts on an input signal and transform it into an output signal. This is called an excitation, or we can even call it as a driving force. We can even call it as driving force. Excitations are also called as driving force, and these are called as response. The outputs, we may have one output, we may even have 2 or 3 or 4 output, depending on the type of system we are having. Okay? So these are called responses. These are called excitations. Okay? Now we need to know how many types of systems we have. We have different types of systems. As we see in the signals and systems itself, that is, we talk about signals and systems, the systems may be of different type, and the type is very important, how we can classify the systems. Now we'll see the different classifications of the systems. Clear? The first classification of a system is static and dynamic system. Static and dynamic system. Now when we say static system and dynamic system, static is known as memoryless system. And this one is memory system. This is called as memoryless. Memoryless means what? What comes out when we say it's a memoryless? Memoryless matlab it has nothing to do with the past. Clear? Memoryless means it has nothing to do with the past. Past se koi matlab nahi hai. Whatever is it, it will be purely in present. Okay? So completely all about present. So this depends on the present set of input only. Memoryless system depends on the present set of inputs only. It doesn't depend on any of the past input. But this may depend on past, present, or future. past, present or future. So this is the basic difference between the static system and the dynamic system. As I've said, this one is a memoryless system. This depends only on the present set of inputs, and this one is a memory system. That means it depends on past, present as well as the future set of inputs. That depends on any of the input, maybe past input, present input or future input. Now what do we mean by future input or past input or present input? Now let me just give you the example of the static and the dynamic system. The static systems can be described by, we need to understand the static system can be described by any of the equation. Let us say yt equals to x of t. Yt equals to x of t. Now yt equals to x of t है मतलब if I take y of 0, y of 0 will be what? It will be directly x of 0. Clear? That means अगर मैं y को t equals to 0 पे कैलकुलेट करूंगी, y of t पे, that is at t equals to 0 पे कैलकुलेट करूंगी, so at that time what will be my y of 0? It will be just x of 0. So that will be directly depending on that instant of time. मतलब t equals to 0 पे है तो ये भी आपका t equals to 0 पे ही कैलकुलेट हो रहा है. It's not calculating on any other value of x. Clear? It's calculating for x of 0. So that is what it means. Y of t equals to x of t. Now if I take y of t equals to x square t, then this is also a static system. This is also a static system because it is depending on the present input of t. मतलब the present input of t पे ही आपका output depend करेगा. Is this concept clear? The present input पे ही ये depend करेगा. It will not be depending on any other input. अगर मैं y of 0, y of 1 लिखती हूँ, it will be x square 1. If I write y of minus 1, then also it will be x square of minus 1. So whatever is that t जो भी है आपका सेम वैल्यू ऑफ t का आपका इनपुट पे डिपेंड करेगा. Now let's talk about the dynamic system, then it will be more clear to you. ठीक है? Now I'll just give you the example. Y of t is x of t minus 1. X of t minus 1. What is it? If I write y of 2, it will be x of, क्या होगा ये? If I write y of 2, what it will be? X of, reply fast students, ये क्या होगा?
1.
It will be x of 1. Correct? It will be x of 1. So what is it? अगर हमें y of 2 निकालना है, if we have to calculate y of 2, it is depending on what? It is depending on past input. Am I right? It is depending on past input. Y x of 1 पे depend कर रहा है. Correct? So y of 2 is depending on x of 1. Hence, it is not depending on present input only. It is depending on past input. Past input कैसे हो गया? 2 comes after 1. 2 comes after 1. Hence, it is depending on y of 2 is depending on x of 1. It is a dynamic system. I'll give another example. इसी में ही अगर हम लोग करते हैं, if I write y of minus 2, क्या होगा ये? If I write y of minus 2,
X of minus 1.
x of minus 2 minus 1, it will be x of minus 3. Correct? It will be x of minus 3. Again, it is depending on the past input. Y of minus 2 comes after minus 3. Clear? So that is how we can decide whether the system is a static system or a dynamic system. I guess the concept of static and dynamic is clear to everyone. Anyone who is still not clear with this? Yes? It's clear, right, everyone? Okay, now I'll just give one more example. If it is y of n equals to x of 2n, what is it? Static or dynamic? Give me reply fast. Static or dynamic? Y of n equals to x of 2n. Static or dynamic, students? It is static. Is it static or dynamic? I am getting not clear? How come it's static? It will be a dynamic system, because if I write y of 2, it is going to be y of 4. It's depending on future value. It's depending on future value. It's not depending on present value. It's not depending on past. Past पे भी depend नहीं करेगा. Past पे depend करेगा. It will take the negative value. Now if I write y of 0, that in that case it will be x of 0. Correct? If I write y of minus 2, it will be x of minus 4. So here it is depending on future value. Here it is depending on present, and here it is depending on past, because minus 2 comes after minus 4. Okay? Now, because it is depending on all the values, that is on future also, past also, and present also, this is a dynamic system. So we have to be little bit careful while we define that the system is static or dynamic. Okay? So next is, I guess now the concept is clear to everyone. Dynamic or static? It's clear, right? Now let's go to the another type of system, which is known as the lumped parameter system or the distributed parameter system. Now this one is just for the sake of definition, you should know what is a lumped parameter system and what is a distributed parameter system. So the second one is lumped parameter and distributed parameter. Okay. Now when we say lumped parameter, that means in the case if I am having the set of inputs, that is for the set of inputs xt, I'll get the certain set of outputs. अगर मेरा input कुछ है, then here somewhere here I'll get output yt, and somewhere here I'll get another output yt. Here I'll get another output yt. So ये distributed, if it is in a distributed form, maybe I may get here also. अगर it is in any other place, like it is distributed throughout the system, so that will be completely a distributed one. ठीक है, तो ये distributed तब होगा when for the different set of inputs I will get the different set of outputs, different combinations of output. Then in that case it is distributed. Now if by chance this is not the case, if all the outputs are lumped at a certain point, that is it is lumped at this particular point only, then in that case for any input, I am getting only this output. I am getting the output at this point only. Are you getting my point? For any set of inputs, I am getting output only at this point. Then in that case, it is called as lumped parameter. Okay? This one is called as lumped parameter, and for the different set of inputs, I am getting the output at any point. कहीं पर भी मुझे output मिल रहा है, that will be the distributed parameter. Distributed parameters and the lumped parameters are the simple systems. We can just call it as systems which are defined by the lumped parameter systems are defined by the normal that is it is defined by the normal differential equations, whereas distributed is defined by the partial differential equation. If we have to just define, these are defined by the differential equation, normal differential equations, and these are defined by partial differential equations. Okay? So these are the examples, that is the lumped parameter systems are defined by normal differential equation, whereas distributed are defined by partial differential equations. So this is a different type of system where we define it in terms of the positions of the output that we are getting for the different set of input. If they are positioned in the different places, the outputs are, we are having a different set of outputs for different set of inputs. In that case, it will be distributed. Whereas if we are getting certain particular set of outputs for any set of input, in that case it will be a lumped parameter. Here, so the lumped and distributed parameter is simple. Now we'll move on to the next type of systems. Students, just be very careful that we are studying about systems. We are not talking about signals right now. We are studying about systems, and systems has the input signals and the output signals. There is a difference between the systems and the signals. Signals are a type of signal, but the systems comprises of the input signals and the output signals. Now, the third one is a causal system and the non-causal system. Causal system and the non-causal system. Now, when we say causal system and the non-causal system, again, it is a system. Here, it's a system. So, we need to know what is a causal system and what's a non-causal system. The first one is the causal system. Let us talk. Before that, before we start, let us just revise the static and dynamic system once again. ठीक है? थोड़ा सा मैं एक रिवीजन कर रही हूँ and will just give me answer verbally. फटाफट बताते जाओगे जिसको जिसको समझ में आएगा. Find whether the following systems are static or dynamic. ठीक है? First one, listen very carefully. Yt equals to x of t minus 3. Yt equals to x of t minus 3. It's static.
Dynamic.
Correct. It is a dynamic system. Correct. Yt equals to x of 2t.
Dynamic.
Correct. Now the another one. It is a dynamic system. Yt equals to d square xt, d square by dt xt plus 2 times xt.
Static.
Differential equation के फॉर्म में d square xt by dt plus 2 xt. Yt equals to d square xt by dt plus 2 xt. It will not be a static system. It will not be a static system. It will be a dynamic system. The differential आता है मतलब क्या है? It is going into past again. ठीक है? So it cannot be a static system. It will be a dynamic system. Clear? Now the next one. Yn is x square n. Yn equals to x square n.
Static.
It will be a static system, correct. Yn equals to x of n minus 2 plus xn.
Dynamic.
Yn equals to x of n minus 2 plus xn. It will be a dynamic system, correct. So I guess the concept is clear. The static and dynamic concept. Important point, just write it about the dynamic system is the system described by differential equation is also called a dynamic system. System described by a differential equation. अगर कहीं पर differential equation आता है, we can directly declare it as dynamic system. Clear? So if we are having a system which is described by differential equation, we can directly declare it as a dynamic system because it will be no more a static system. Okay? And the examples that we can say that if it is a purely resistive circuit, अगर हमारे पास एक circuit है जिसमें सिर्फ purely resistors है, it will be a static or dynamic? A circuit having only resistors, will it be a static or dynamic? It will be a static system. It will be a static system. Whereas a circuit having any other component like inductor or capacitor, then it will be a
Dynamic.
It will be a dynamic system. A circuit having an inductor or a capacitor will be a dynamic system. ठीक है? But a purely resistive circuit will be a static system. ठीक है? The examples are clear about the static and dynamic. चलो, we'll start with the causal and non-causal. Now coming to the causal system again. Causal system is also known as non-anticipative. It is also known as non-anticipative system. Now why do we call it as non-anticipative system? A system if the output of the system, if the output of the system at any time, if the output of the system at any time depends only on present and past inputs, present and past inputs, then it is a causal system. That means if any system having the output yt which is depending only on present and the past input, then it will be a causal system. ठीक है, future पे बिल्कुल depend नहीं करेगा, it will not depend on any of the future input, it will depend only on present and the past input. ठीक है, but not on future. यहाँ पर क्या करेगा, it will depend, अगर definitely if this condition is not getting satisfied, if it is depending on any of the future values, then it will be a causal, non-causal system. ठीक है, depends on future values also, future inputs also. ठीक है, so that was about the causal and non-causal system. Clear now? So if we take the example y of t equals to x of t minus 2 plus xt. X of t minus 2 plus xt. What is it? It is depending on the present and the past inputs. Where I am saying the causal system depends on the present and past inputs. So will it be a causal system? The causal system होगा कि नहीं होगा? If I have to find out y of 0, क्या हो जाएगा ये? X of minus 2 plus x of 0. Clear? So y of 0 is depending on the past input. X of minus 2 will be considered as the past input. Non-causal depends on present and past also. Correct. It is depending on the past input and it is depending on the present input. Hence, it will be a causal system. Non-causal नहीं होगा. It will be a causal system. Causal system says that it depends on the present and the past input. It will not depend on future input. It will not depend on future input. It will be depending on the past and the present input. It will not be a non-causal. It will be a causal system. Causal system depends on the present and the past input sets. Clear? So that will be a causal system. If I write y of n equals to x of n minus 2 plus x of n minus 1 plus x of n, ये क्या होगा? What is the system here? This one, it will be a
causal.
Causal.
Again a causal system. It's depending on n minus 2, n minus 1 and xn. So this system is again a causal system. It's again depending on the past. यहाँ पर आपका past रहेगा and here it will be a xn, that is a present. But अगर इसी को मैं change करके यहाँ पर मैं n plus 1 कर दूँ तो क्या हो जाएगा ये? If I change it to x of n plus 1, then
Non-causal.
Non-causal.
Non-causal, because here it is depending on the past value, but here it is depending on the future value. It is depending on the future value. तो कहीं पर भी अगर future आ जाता है, if anywhere the future comes in the existence, that is if y of n is depending on any of the future value of inputs, then in that case it will be a non-causal system. Clear? So the concept of causal and non-causal is this much only, that we need to understand कि where it is depending on present and past and where it is depending on future. मतलब present और past पे depend कर रहा है, it will be completely a causal system. If anywhere we are getting a term where it is depending on the future value, then it will be a non-causal. ये रहेगा नहीं रहेगा इससे मैटर नहीं करता है. present और past पे भी depend करेगा तो भी कोई problem नहीं है. But कहीं पर भी if it is depending on at any point of time, it is depending on the any of the future value, it will be a non-causal system. ठीक है? So that was all about the non-causal system. Non-causal systems are known as anticipative. They are known as anticipative system. ठीक है? Non-causal systems are known as anticipative systems. Clear now? So the non-causal systems are the anticipative systems. Causal systems are known as non-anticipative systems. Now you may get the question where it is written, determine whether the systems are anticipative or non-anticipative systems. So then it must be very much clear to you in your mind that non-anticipative systems are causal system. हम non-anticipative बोल रहे हैं मतलब वो causal system है, and anticipative means a non-causal system. It is just opposite. Non है मतलब non-causal नहीं होगा. That should be very much clear in your mind. Non-anticipative are causal system and anticipative are the non-causal system. ठीक है? Now let us take the examples of causal and non-causal again. I'll just give you certain examples of causal and non-causal. We'll just check with that. Find whether the following systems are causal or non-causal. Y of t equals to x square t plus x of t minus 4. The system is causal or non-causal? How will you calculate? See, listen. First, if you give me the answer, before you give me the answer, let me explain कि आपको उसको proof कैसे करना है. Because you will get the question to prove whether the system is causal or non-causal. You just don't have to directly reply or give the answer that the system is a causal system. The system will be a non-causal system. You'll have to prove it. How will you prove? First, you will take any negative value of t. Any negative value of t. We will put t as minus 2. This becomes x square minus 2, and this becomes x of minus, क्या हो जाएगा ये minus 2 minus 4, it will be
6.
minus 6, correct? Minus 2 minus 4 will be minus 6. Hence here it is depending on present as well as past value. If I take y of 0, it will be x square 0 plus x of minus 4. Again it is depending on present and past value. If I take y of 2, it will be x square 2 plus x of 2 minus 4, it will be minus 2. Again it is depending on the present and the past value. So this is how we can just prove that the system is a causal system. Clear? The concept is clear. This is how we have to prove always. Whenever we get a question that show whether the system is a causal or non-causal system, and you won't get that, it will not ask you to show also, but then also you will have to prove it. ठीक है? Then only we can declare that the system is a causal or non-causal system. Now let us take another example. Y of t is x of 2 minus t plus x of t minus 4. X of 2 minus t plus x of t minus 4. What is it? We'll take y of minus 1. Let us take y of minus 1. क्या आएगा y of minus 1 में? Y of minus 1 will be x of 2 minus minus 1, it is x of 3 plus x of minus 5. क्या आ रहा है ये? It's depending on future value of input. It is depending on the past also, but it is depending on the future value of input also. यहीं पर directly we can declare that the system is a non-causal system. ठीक है? Clear now? It's a non-causal system. Now let's take the another example.
मैम
हाँ.
मैम तो मतलब कि कॉजल को अपने को प्रूफ करने के लिए 3 स्टेप्स में करना पड़ेगा, माइनस 0 और वो, लेकिन नॉन कॉजल के लिए सिर्फ एक ही बार अगर प्रेजेंट आ गया तो वो फ्यूचर आ गया तो वो नॉन कॉजल हो गया.
स्टेप में अगर आपका आंसर आ जा रहा है, जैसे if we are taking any negative value of t and in that case we are directly getting the answer कि आपका वो future value पे depend कर रहा है, we can directly declare, we don't have to proceed further.
Okay.
Yeah. So in that case we don't have to proceed further. But अगर causal है तो हमें तीनों values को लेके करना पड़ेगा, that is the negative value of t, positive value of t as well as 0 also. ठीक है? तो सारे values पे करके उसको prove करना पड़ेगा that it's a causal system. ठीक है ना? Now if I take y of t as x of t by 2, जल्दी से बताओ ये क्या है? y of t as x of t by 2.
causal.
Causal? Sure. Everyone says causal. causal causal causal. और कितने सारे causal हैं? सब reply करो फटाफट. causal है. I just want to know it's a causal system. Yes. Very good. हाँ, ठीक है. If I directly give y of, everyone says it's a causal system ना? ठीक है. y of -1 क्या होगा ये? y of -1 will be -1/2. Where does the -1/2 comes in a line? Here it is -1. Here it is -1/2. Is it a past value? Is it a future value or it's a present value? It's a future value. -1/2 comes after -1. -1/2 comes after -1. It will not be a causal system. It will be a non-causal system. Is this thing clear to everyone? Clear now? ये non-causal होगा. It will not be a causal system. So be very careful whenever you decide that x of y of -1 है. Here it is x of -1/2. So -1/2 definitely it doesn't comes before -1. It comes after -1. ठीक है? And after -1 definitely it is a future value. It is depending on the future value and hence it will be a non-causal system. ठीक है? Next let us take.
मैम
हाँ पूछो.
मैम इसमें अगर नेगेटिव डाल दो मैम, यहाँ अगर पॉजिटिव वैल्यू जैसे अगर हम +1 या +2 डालेंगे तो फिर
तो नहीं आएगा.
यस मैम ऐसा
नहीं आएगा. ठीक है. What is your doubt is I get it कि if we just keep y of 1 it will be x of 1/2. तो ये आपका पास्ट हो गया. ठीक है. ये आपका पास्ट वैल्यू हो गया. y of 2 डालेंगे तो x of 1 आएगा. लेकिन what I have said is just listen that thing very carefully कि किसी भी पॉइंट में it should not depend on any of the future value. किसी भी पॉइंट ऑफ t पे कोई भी t की वैल्यू पे it should not depend on future value. अगर किसी भी पॉइंट ऑफ t पे future value पे डिपेंड कर रहा है that means it will be a non-causal. हम ये लेते हैं तो हमें आपको प्रॉपर मिलता है. causal का कंसेप्ट मिलता है. ठीक है. we get the conditions of causal getting satisfied here. But if we are taking y of -1 or else if I take y of -2, अगर y of -2 भी लेती हूँ तो ये क्या हो जाएगा? y of -1 हो जाएगा. राइट? -1 होगा कि नहीं?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it? It is depending on future value. -2 comes before -1. -1 comes after -2. तो ये future value ही हो गया. तो किसी भी t पे अगर वो future value पे डिपेंड कर रहा है by any value of t, then it will be a non-causal system. Clear? Concept is clear now?
यस मैम.
So this is what we just need to be very careful. For any value of t, it is depending on the future value. It will be a non-causal system. Okay? So let's take another example of non-causal system or causal system, and we'll see. If y of n is x of -n. What is it? Y of n is x of -n.
Non-causal.
Non-causal, sure.
Yes, ma'am.
क्योंकि y of अगर आप -2 लेते हो, y of -2 और -1 लेते हो, तो ये पॉजिटिव हो जाता है. ठीक है. If I take y of -1, it will be x of 1, and that is making it as non-causal. Clear? So that is how we need to check. If y of -1 लेंगे तो x of 1 हो जाएगा. If y of -2 लेंगे तो x of 2 हो जाएगा. So in those values it is depending on the future value and hence it will be a non-causal system. Clear? Now if I take y of n as x of, sorry, y of t, y of t is x of sin 2t, sin 2t. Yes? Now let us just take the value of t as pi. If I take y of pi, it's a positive value, pi, this will be x of क्या हो जाएगा? Sin of 2 pi. So what is sin of 2 pi?
0.
It is x of 0. हो गया? ठीक है? Now if I take y of minus pi, x of sin, this is x of 0, sin 2 minus 2 pi हो जाएगा. Then what is it again? It is
0.
again x of 0.
0.
Because this value is 0. Then what is it? Sin of positive,
Non-positive.
पॉजिटिव पाई लिया हमने तो भी x of 0 ही आ रहा है. y of minus पाई लिया हमने तो भी x of 0 ही आ रहा है. What is it? Causal or non-causal?
Non-causal.
It will be a non-causal system again. Clear? Because from here we can make out if I take y of minus pi is definitely a negative value that we are taking. But for that also it is depending on the future value, that is x of 0. Clear? So that is how by just taking the different values, if it is given in terms of sign, तो आप इसमें pi या pi by 2 रख के आप देख सकते हो. If it is not given directly आपको दिए जैसे previous examples में दिया है तो आप we can directly keep the values of t as 1 2 3 4 like that or minus 1 2 3 4 like that. But here it is given in terms of sign, so we kept the value of t as pi and then we calculated it. ठीक है? So this is again a non-causal system. ठीक है? This is again a non-causal system. Now I guess we are very much clear with the concept of causal and non-causal. Everyone, किसी को कोई doubt तो नहीं है अभी भी causal non-causal में? Clear, right, everyone? Now we'll move on
Yes,
to the next type of system, linear and non-linear. Linear and non-linear systems are very simple to understand. Linear and non-linear systems. ठीक है? Now when we talk about a linear system, a system which obeys the principle of superposition. Principle of superposition. And the homogeneity. Which obeys the principle of superposition and homogeneity will be a linear system. That means it has to obey the principle of superposition and it has to obey the principle of homogeneity. Ma'am, any value we can put to check the system, correct it, we can give any value to check the system, whether the system is causal or non-causal. ठीक है? Any value, कोई भी value आप रख के system को verify कर सकते हो, check कर सकते हो. Clear? So for linear system, coming back to the linear system, the system is a linear system if it is obeying the principle of superposition and the homogeneity. Both, दोनों को एक साथ obey करना पड़ेगा. Then only we can declare that the system is a linear system. ठीक है? Now what are the system? What are the principles of superposition and what are the principles of homogeneity? That is important to understand. If it is not obeying directly, if it is not obeying any of the principles, that means it will be a non-linear system. The concept of linear and non-linear is very simple. We need to just think. We need to just verify this thing whether it is obeying the principle of superposition and homogeneity both or not. If it is not obeying any of these principles, that means it will be a non-linear system. Now, what is the principle of homogeneity and superposition? Let us first check about homogeneity. ठीक है? Which does not obey the principle of superposition and homogeneity, it will be a non-linear system. Homogeneity means the system which produces an output yt, for any input xt. कोई भी एक इनपुट है जिससे हमें yt मिल रहा है, कोई भी इनपुट है xt जिससे हमें yt मिल रहा है, must produce an output a times yt for the input a times xt. अगर if we are giving a times xt, we should get a times yt. That is the principle of homogeneity. That is a times xt and a times yt. सुपरपोजिशन ये सिर्फ इतना सही है होमोजेनिटी, ठीक है? अगर इसमें मैं इसको लिखूं कि b टाइम्स xt दे रहे हैं तो आपका आउटपुट विल आल्सो बी b टाइम्स b टाइम्स yt. मतलब whatever factor that we are multiplying to the input, the same factor will get multiplied to the output also. Then we can say that the system is a homogeneous system. Homogeneity, this is the principle of homogeneity. Now next is superposition. Now superposition property says that if I am having two systems which produces an output x1t है, तो जिससे मुझे आउटपुट मिल रहा है y1t, ठीक है? x2t है, तो I am getting the output y2t. From x1t I am getting y1t, and from x2t I am getting y2t. Now if I am adding these two, that is superposition, x1t plus x2t, I should get the output y1t plus y2t. Clear? So for input combinations x1t plus x2t, I should get the output y1t plus y2t. Then we can say that it is satisfying the superposition principle also. This is the condition for superposition. Okay? So this one, if we are combining these two, combining the homogeneity and the superposition, we say that combining both homogeneity and superposition, we say that a x1t plus b x2t, we should get the a y1t plus b y2t. Now this is the condition for linearity. This is the condition for the system to be a linear system. Okay? So this is how we can define our system, that the system is a linear system or not. It should satisfy both, that is the principle of superposition and the principle of homogeneity. Here it is satisfying the homogeneity condition. A times x1t should have the output a times y1t. B times x2t should have the output b times y2t. And if we are combining these two, that is the superposition also, a x1t plus b x2t should produce the output a y1t plus b y2t. That is how we can say that if this condition is getting satisfied in any of the system, then it is a linear system. Then this is a linear system. Clear? So this condition is very important condition. We need to check by applying this as an input, whether we are getting this as an output or not. If we are getting this as an output, then in that case it is a linear system. That will be very much clear if we check by the example. Okay? Now in this case, a system is linear. Just be very careful. If the system is linear, if the output, this line is very important, I'll just write it here. Yeah. Yes, anyone has to ask any question? Yes? Someone was saying, right? Okay. A system is linear line is very important. Just be very careful and check with this कि ये आपका line हमेशा satisfy होना चाहिए. A system is linear if the output due to weighted sum of inputs is equal to the weighted sum of outputs. ठीक है? A system is linear if the output due to weighted sum of inputs is equal to the weighted sum of outputs. अब इसका क्या मतलब है वो आपको समझना बहुत जरूरी है. What does this sentence means? That is important. System is linear if the output due to weighted sum of inputs. Weighted sum of inputs आपका क्या है? The weighted sum of input is nothing but A x1t plus b x2t. This is my weighted sum of inputs. This is my weighted sum of inputs. ठीक है? अब इसको अप्लाई करने के बाद if I am applying this one, that is this one is weighted sum of inputs, a x1t plus b x2t is the weighted sum of input. Now if I am applying this to my system, I should get the weighted sum of input. It should be equal to the weighted sum of output. That means that was very clear कि इससे जो मुझे output मिल रहा है, that should be a y1t plus b y2t होना चाहिए. ठीक है? If I am getting this as an output, then it is a linear system. So we have to check it by applying this as an input, whether we are getting this as an output or not. Then we can directly declare that the system is a linear system. Or else, if it is not satisfying this condition, it will be a non-linear system. Is this concept clear, everyone? Linear, non-linear concept is clear or not? इसमें हम जो numericals है that will do in the next class, maybe probably on Monday. Second half I'll take my lecture. If it is okay with you all, then I'll take the lecture on Monday because I don't have class on Monday. I'll take my class on Monday. ठीक है? So मेरी क्लास मंडे सेकंड हाफ में लूंगी, मे बी 2:30 और 3 o'clock अराउंड, तो उस समय मैं क्लास लूंगी. और दैट दिस इज द कंडीशन दैट वी नीड टू रिमेंबर कि द सिस्टम इज लीनियर इफ द आउटपुट ड्यू टू वेटेड सम ऑफ इनपुट इज इक्वल टू द वेटेड सम ऑफ आउटपुट्स. दिस इज द कंडीशन, एंड इफ इट इज satisfying this condition, then the system is a linear system. If it is not